In this video, I'll cover the Virtual Segment Delete tool, which is part of the Crop tool group. Before we get started, if you're watching this video on YouTube, you'll find a link in the description below that will take you to our tutorial page on Corel's Discovery Center. Here you can also view a written version of this tutorial. Virtual Segment Delete is used to remove sections of lines or curves between intersection points with other objects. I can find this tool by clicking the small arrow at the lower right corner of the Crop tool icon in the toolbox, which opens the tool group flyout. The tool cursor looks like a knife with a horizontal cutting edge, which switches to vertical when the tool is over something it can cut. When I click, the segment is deleted. This tool also works by dragging. I'll drag to include part of each segment I want to cut, and the trimming is done when I release the mouse button. I'll use another simple example to show how the Virtual Segment Delete tool can trim objects. I'm starting with the Ellipse tool, dragging to place an ellipse by two opposite points. Next, I'll open the Curve tool group and choose Two-Point Line. While keeping Shift pressed to constrain the line to horizontal, I'll create a line across the top of the ellipse. With Virtual Segment Delete, I'll trim the bottom of the ellipse, as well as all three segments of the line. Pressing the spacebar to temporarily switch to the Pick tool, I'll select the curve and press Ctrl-D or Command-D on the Mac to make a copy. With this copy selected, I'll click the Mirror Vertically icon on the property bar. Now I can drag this curve by its node to complete the symmetric shape. If you don't see snap points for nodes, open your Snap To menu and check Objects. The two curves are separate objects, but I can combine them into a single curve by shift-selecting them both and clicking the Weld icon in the property bar. Now I've used this curve to create rotated copies, forming a flower pattern. With Virtual Segment Delete, I can carefully trim out the segments I want to remove with single clicks or by dragging marquees. I can also keep the Alt key pressed and pass the cursor over segments to delete all of them at once. When working with intersecting and trimmed lines and curves, the Smart Fill tool makes it easy to create filled objects within boundaries of closed paths. I can find this tool in the Fills tool group. In the property bar, I'll set the fill and outline colors and outline width, and click each area to fill. This brings us to the end of this tutorial on the Virtual Segment Delete tool in CorelDRAW. If you've been watching this video on YouTube, you'll find a link in the description below that will take you to our tutorial page on Corel's Discovery Center. Here you can also find a written version of this tutorial.